Hey everyone. So, I figured since for the last, month or more, I've been just releasing, footage of, Battle for Azeroth, and, I figured maybe about time maybe I talked a little bit about it. So, this is Battle for Azeroth so far. So far the game itself feels pretty good. I people keep complaining about the global cooldown changes, and I've only been playing mage and shaman on the beta and alpha, and I really haven't noticed it. I understand on some characters it's the defensive stuff or on that cooldown now, and it probably doesn't feel right. And Blizzard has addressed that, and I think at this point they've already changed some of that. And there's probably some other things too that I think they've also said they were going to move off of the global cooldown and put back the way it was. I think really that's probably the biggest sore point of the whole game so far is that I mean, doing things like dungeons, I haven't hit 120 yet or anything, so this is all from like a leveling perspective, but the dungeons are fun so far. All the ones I've done were different and ones that I don't think I'll mind doing over and over again, or I think a lot of these are now done in mind for Mythic Plus as well, while before I think Mythic Plus was sort of an afterthought in Legion. I think that idea came along a little bit further in development than it did in, say, than it did in Battle for Azeroth. They're a lot more fun. I don't think most of them are pretty linear. There's one that I think is a little non-linear, but not that much. Most of the boss fights are pretty self-explanatory, and at least on normal, you can get through them pretty easily. Without really knowing what you're doing at all, you can get through them. Quests are a lot of fun as well. I think at least, alright, I should say I've only done Corteras so far, and doing all their quests, and I've enjoyed that a lot. I haven't actually done much horde leveling at all. Warfronts, despite the laggy mess that they were when we tested them, it was actually pretty fun. It's a little weird having to get the supplies that you need, just going to trees and cutting them down, actually being gameplay, and mining. But other than that, once you have your resources and once things start kind of building up, contributing to buildings and stuff, and getting armor for your troops, and going through the whole thing, it does feel like a all-track valley, except you're only playing against NPCs. But it has that kind of feel because it is a long thing to do. And I think for a lot of people that might be something that they'll do. I don't know how long people will maybe do that. It might end up burning some people out on it, and Warfronts, as fun as they are, I think there's something there that they need to watch out for. There's, you know, that people might get a little burnt out doing them. Though, from what I remember hearing, they're not supposed to be something that's up all the time. It's, you know, like once a week or something like that, or every other week or something like. It's, I forgot exactly how it's supposed to work, you know, how that gets triggered, but that could help offset burnout for that feature. So Howling Expeditions will be, I think, quite a fun thing to do. I think they remind me a lot of the old scenario system where you just, you know, you only needed 3 people, doesn't matter, healer, DPS, tank, whatever, and queue, and you did a thing. You know, I think that will be a great thing. You know, if you only have like a couple of minutes, or maybe a little bit more than a couple of minutes, you know, like a half hour or so, because they take a while to do, especially towards when you're getting towards the end of it, and you have the horde coming at you. That makes it last a little longer. But I think that will be a fun thing for people to do, and I don't think the queues feel all that long once it actually goes live. So another thing that they actually implemented quite recently is War Mode. And War Mode is basically how World PvP is going to work in Battle for Azeroth. Essentially, when Battle for Azeroth goes live, there will no longer be PvP servers. Basically, what you'll do is when you're in a major city, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, I think even in, you know, the Zandalar major city, and Borealis for the Alliance, you will be able to go into your talents, and you'll see a thing on the side that will say War Mode, and you'll have, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 different 4 or 5 different talents that you can choose that are PvP specific. So these talents will only be activated when, you know, you're in like a battleground or arena, just like kind of like how we have it today, those PvP specific talents that we have. But at the very bottom, you'll see a button that says War Mode, and if you click on that, you have turned on, you will be flagged, and you will be able to basically kill anyone else who has War Mode turned on. So like once you leave the city, you will then be phased into to other people who have also decided to have War Mode turned on as well. So you won't run into anyone who doesn't have War Mode turned on, you know. It'll only be people who have War Mode turned on. And for the most part, if you're not a PvP person, you may think that it's something you never want to turn on. But I think early on in the expansion, it might be actually a good thing to turn it on. Because they give you a good bonus in XP if you have it turned on while you're leveling. So leveling will go a lot quicker, especially in that first, month or so of the expansion. You're definitely gonna want to have it on, so you can get your main up to 120 as soon as you can. Also, in that first month, there isn't gonna be any horde or alliance in these zones. If you're alliance, you're questing in Kel'Thuzad, and you know what? In that first month or so, there's not gonna be any horde there. So having war mode on, you don't have to worry about PvPing with anyone. Until people start actually getting to 120 and start, doing endgame stuff in the opposite zones. You're actually having war mode. It's just free XP, extra XP that you can use to get to your main to 120. As fast as you can. I mean, after that, then yeah, sure, there's probably gonna be, after that first month or so, there's gonna be a ton of, horde there, as well as the alliance. So, yeah, there's that. But, I mean, though, if they, it depends on how many people leave it on after they hit, 120 too. Because, I mean, you're only faced with people who have actually said they want to have this mode on. It's not like, you're just wandering the world and you see someone who's has themselves flagged out in the world and you can just turn it on. You can't do that. You have to go back to the city and turn it on and go back out. And you wouldn't see them anyways because they wouldn't be phased in the same, instance or server instance or whatever, as you. So it's actually kind of a nice thing. Even if you don't PvP. I've been playing around with it on beta. I've turned it on. I did a stream on Monday, and that was like the first thing I did. I turned that on, and I think I only got attacked once, and oddly enough, that was in Borealis when I was doing the quest to where they show you around the city. It was kind of random, but other than that, I never really attacked a single person after that. And there's another thing too, along with this, PvP, world PvP scales. So it doesn't matter if you're a 120 and you're going in, or you're 110 and you're going against someone who's 120. It's going to scale so that you're not getting one-shotted. You will actually have time to, react and, put up a fight. I mean, in my case, I suck at PvP, so no matter what, I'm gonna die. It takes longer for me to die now. But, you have a chance. You have a chance. So, yeah, war mode actually might be an interesting thing, and at least while you're leveling, it might be something worth turning on. So, overall, I feel like now that we're in beta, things are starting to come together a little bit more. I'm noticing each week things are starting to just seem more like a finished product. Like I said, on Monday I leveled I was doing a shaman and I was leveling her, and I did the Battle for Lordaeron, and I noticed, there's Sylvanas had voice acting now, compared to before. There was really no voice acting at all. I've noticed, like, in other cinematics too. I've noticed voice acting being added in slowly, and things are kind of getting shined up, and getting ready to go. I mean, the expansion is supposed to be out in August. We're in mid-May, so they don't have much time. So it makes sense that they're at the point. I think they've officially said at this point that this is kind of it. They're just just kind of smoothing things out, getting things shined up and ready to go for August. Any other content that may be added, we probably won't see now until the first major patch for the game. We're doing raid testing now for the first raid. It's coming along, and it feels like it's going to be another hit for them. I really haven't seen anything that really would bother me in game. Like I said, the global cooldowns really haven't bothered me in the classes that I play most. For you, that might be something completely different. So yeah, Battle for Azeroth beta so far looks like it's gonna be great once it hits live. If you've been playing it, let me know in the comments below how you've been enjoying it. And for everyone else, until next time, bye.